Hey, y'all, it's your girl Nadia.
And it's me, Coach T.
And we are two average people.
Yes, we are.
We had a lot of engagement with our last episode. Thank you. That was a good one, y'all, right? It was like...
Yeah, some like almost 100 comments on it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
It was pretty good. We got some stuff to talk about.
For sure.
We have another one that we want to talk about. We're going to jump right into it. Let's go.
Hey, babe, could you come get these trashes out for me?
Yeah, give me a minute.
You know what, fine. I'll just do it myself.
Whoa. Let's talk about this for a second.
Where did you come from?
That's not what's important. What's important is this communication issue that you're having with your husband right now.
Yeah, but, I asked him to come and help me.
You have this sense of urgency that he needs to drop everything he's doing and come handle it right this second.
Well, no, but, why can't he just come do it when I say it?
For him, he might be in the middle of something, and in your request to come take out the trash, you didn't put any specific timeline on that. So now you have an expectation that he's going to jump up and do it immediately. And in his mind, there may actually be no problem with waiting 5 or 10 minutes to get that done.
Yeah, I guess.
You did not say to him, I really need the trash out right now because I can't put this pizza box or these other things in the trash without it being taken out. You didn't specify that. You just said, hey, could you help me get the trash out?
Okay, I can see that.
This is where a lot of marital fights happen, is you guys don't bring specification into the request that you have. And that's why now there's a fight.
Okay.
True words have never been spoken.
I'm going to say that I have struggled with this for a while. I don't disagree with her, but what I struggled with as a wife was, you're an adult. Why do I have to provide all these specifications for things that need to be done, that need to be done, that clearly have been done all over these years? Do I have another child?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that was the first thought. Why do I have to tell you every little thing about every little thing that I want? If we are in this together, we are doing this together. You see the trash needs to be taken out every day, every other day, whatever. Dishes need to be washed every day. Floor needs to be swept, whatever may happen. Mm-hmm. Why do I then have to put all these specifications to it? If I say, hey, can you take out the trash? You take out the trash, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it does feel like I have another child.
I understand. But my problem with that thought process, though, is it disenfranchises my position and my position being an individual who's not living in your head. And just like the video said, if you're not speaking or communicating clearly, why are you mad at me about that?
Well, see, that, and clearly at that point is relative, because I think I'm speaking clearly when I say, hey, can you take out the trash? But I had clearly that's not enough.
Well, that's not really what you meant, though. When, in the video, she said, "Can you come take out the trash?" What she meant was, "Can you stop whatever you're doing and come take out this trash right now because it's hindering me from doing the things that I need to do." Those two things aren't the same thing.
Right.
That's so.
I hear you.
So it's either So with, can you come take out the trash because I need it done right now? No, that is a clear request. Without that, I need to be at your beck and call or else.
Fair.
So that's my problem with it. As a man, I'm not going to necessarily always react well to being at your beck and call, because nobody would be. I'm not owned by you, and you're not owned by me necessarily. So I wouldn't necessarily think chop. There'd be no need to. I wouldn't think that way. If I said, hey, yeah, I'll come in 1 second, let me finish this. Why wouldn't that be respected if we are both to be respected?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's not necessarily at the beck and call piece, but for a lot of women,
mm-hmm.
First of all, we don't even want to have to ask half the time.
That's fair.
You see this trash full. Why do I have to then ask you to take it out? Just take out the trash.
What if he didn't see it? See, that's the part.
Okay, then you're not paying attention because clearly the lid is sitting up on top.
Or you saw it before I did. Again,
that's
because
fair.
I'm not sitting around following you like a puppy, making sure that all these things are taken care of before you get to it. It's just funny because I'm gonna make sure I include it in the video. There's this video where the wife comes home, right? And the husband is literally running behind her, opening doors so she doesn't have this. So she just strolls along, and he's throwing shoes and he's picking things up and he's throwing everything so she could just stroll along. I feel like
I've seen that.
And sometimes I feel like wives specifically want that, and they don't understand why we're not, as husbands, running around making sure that all of her little knickknacks and things are just in their proper place right when they need to be, or else. And sometimes it's like, well, it's not even that you can't have that, but you really do have to communicate. That is the trade-off.
I hear that. We want you to be present. That's what wives want.
You want us to be present when you want it, why you want it, how you want it, where you want it, and for the reason.
Hold on. We want you, we want you to be present.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yes, there is a possibility that I may have saw the trash before you did, right? But the way that it calculates in our head is we first want you to be present. Secondly, we want you to sometimes be like, oh, you know what? The trash is full. Let me take it out. So if you don't do that, we now have to see the trash because you didn't. Ask you to take it out because you didn't. And then tell you how we want it taken out. Or when we want to take it. We got to add the specifications to it. That seems like a lot of work. And a lot of women, sometimes even men, we would just default to just doing it ourselves because that is a whole lot of work to take out the trash. And then what if you still don't do it?
I mean, I hear you, but clear communication is everybody's responsibility. So being mad at that doesn't... congratulations. Guess what I have to do as a man? You think I can come talk to you any old kind of way? You think I have to clearly communicate? I have to find all my words, and I better not say it wrong.
Clear communication is one thing.
I better not say it wrong, because y'all know, because I be in all sorts of dog houses and couch sleeping. All I'm saying is, congratulations. We got to communicate.
Yeah. And he's right, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I struggled with this early on in marriage, but as I've been married for a while, it really is important for you to specify what your needs and wants are in your marriage. And I'm just really trying to say, because I had that thought, the thoughts that I've expressed earlier, I've had those thoughts. Like, why do I have to wait? I got to do all of this around the house and then still ask you to do this and add specifications to it. Whew, I'm exhausted.
I hear you. But what if I'm upstairs cleaning the bathroom and you're yelling, hey, can you come take the trash? And I'm going, yeah, 1 minute. Then everything that you would have just said is still valid. I'm still taking care of things. It's not that I wasn't taking care of things, but you wanted me to take care of a specific thing in a specific time and in a particular way so that it would hold you up from getting what you needed to get accomplished. That's not a bad thing, but it shouldn't be a bad thing.
But if we're talking about clear communication, in that example that you just gave, you could easily say, 1 second, I'm just cleaning the bathroom. I'll get to it as soon as I'm done.
That's fair.
Because you're right. I may not have known that you're cleaning the bathroom.
That's fair. That is a fair statement. This is
why it's important also too, in your clear communication, say that a few times, to breathe and think about what you're saying, how you're saying it, and what's going to come after that, right?
And what you want.
Like,
what is it you're trying to request? Because if you need something done and you need it done right now, needing something done to a man and needing something done right now are two completely different things.
I understand. Yeah.
So we don't mind either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want something done right now, you have to say it or else it's slavery.
But see, I don't always know that people are receptive to certain specifications. I feel like sometimes you have to be careful. It's really, yes, the communication is important. But I remember a post that you posted, look back on our post, y'all, a while ago and said, clear communication is important, but not before trust.
Yeah.
Because I can say, hey, babe, can you come take out the trash? Because I have all these boxes I need to put in and I have no space to put it. So can you can you get to it like now? You may hear that as, great, I know exactly what she wants me to do. I'm very clear that she wants this done right now. I mean, it's kind of sucks because I'm in the middle of something, but I can get it done and move on. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal.
Gotcha.
Somebody else may hear that as, you just want stuff done all the time when you want it done. You didn't even consider what I have to do. You could have easily just taken out the trash or blah, 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 but you just want it. You know what I'm saying? So it specifications are tricky in the sense of it can be received as controlling.
I can hear where you're coming from with that. And I think you had a great point there. And that is, if there is no trust there, then specificity can come across as controlling. Right. That I can totally see that. Right. I can totally see that. Because if I'm busy, I give myself a lot of grace when I say I'm upstairs cleaning the bathroom. I could be very well upstairs playing Angry Birds. You feel me?
Yeah.
I could be very well upstairs just, just playing around and you're asking a thing and it feels exactly the same way. It still would feel controlling if I didn't trust that you weren't trying to be a controlling individual.
And I find that a lot of people do feel controlled in that way. But you have to remember that you are in a relationship, right? So you have to consider that whatever you do, it's going to affect the other person, right? Yeah. So no one wants to be controlled, right? Yeah. But you also have to find that line of, how do I say what I need, give the specifications behind it, but not cause my partner to feel, my spouse to feel controlled. I find, because I'm such an extreme person, the other side to that is I don't say anything and I do it on myself, and then I get totally overwhelmed that I have to cook and take out the trash and wash dishes and clean the floors but that doesn't help either.
That doesn't do anything either. Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure, you end up just burning yourself at both ends and resenting your partner in the process. And
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for either party. Men sometimes are looked at as the workhorse when it comes to certain things, and women are looked at as the workhorse for other things. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter which side we're talking about. Burning your candle at both ends is going to lead to burnout. That's
right.
That is what it is. That is what it is. Yeah.
So I think specifications are important. Mm. You have to also keep in mind how your spouse receives communication, right? Because you may specify something, but it may not necessarily be received if you're yelling and screaming, or if it's early in the morning and they haven't woken up yet. Well, why didn't you take out the trash last night? I said, take it out, and you still didn't take it out, and blah, blah, blah. And it's not, you got to keep all of that in mind, right?
Yeah. Question. How do I receive? Explain how you have, what do you have to do, or what's the process when you have to communicate something to me that you want me to either address or do or take responsibility?
You are best when you are in a particular compartment.
All right.
So
what does that look like?
We've talked about this before, y'all. I believe men compartmentalize, right? They have the work compartment, the family compartment, the sex compartment, the extracurricular activity compartment, whatever. And so I find it best to communicate with him when he's in a compartment. So what do you do? What do I do when he's not in a compartment? Right? That's when I'll have discussions, not necessarily to get him in that compartment, but to let him know where I am and how important things are to me about a certain thing. So for instance, if I know we're having a get together, right? He knows if we're having a get together, there's certain things that I like done, like bathrooms need to be cleaned, things need to be put away because we're having people over. I like people to be comfortable in my house, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So he can automatically get into that compartment real quick. So it's very easy for me to be like, hey, babe, can you make sure Can you clean the bathroom for me? Can you do this? Or he'll even come to me and say what's done. Yep. What needs to be done.
What needs to be done.
Important things, I can talk to him talk to you any time of day.
Okay.
Morning isn't the best, but if it's something important, he'll usually receive it any time of day. He's a very let me get myself together first and then I'm there. So that usually involves checking his phone for important messages, whether there's email or social media or whatever.
Yeah.
Bathroom, going to the bathroom, taking care of himself, getting comfortable, changing his clothes, putting on his clothes for the day, usually something warm or a sweatshirt or whatever. And then he's usually there.
Yeah. Thanks.
And so, and even little things like starting off the conversation like, hey, he's very good at this. How did you sleep? How are you doing? What place, kind of finding what place they're in, because that may not be the time that I talk to him about his socks on the floor. If he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So to answer your question, babe, I think the biggest thing is knowing where you are first, and knowing where your spouse is first before you introduce a conversation.
Would you say that's the number one communication tip when it comes to people who've been in relationships for a long time, like long-term relationships?
I would say that is, because I know for me, I don't like to talk to people who aren't listening.
That's fair.
So me, that's annoying. I'd rather not say it. So if I want my information to be received well, I need to make sure that I set that up.
That's fair.
Now, I can't do that by myself because I'm not the one receiving it if I'm giving it necessarily, right? So I also need him to put himself in a position where he can receive whatever I'm saying well as well, and vice versa. But I always believe in to answer your question, how you say things, right? When you say things. And I'm not saying we always are like, so honey, I had this real problem with you and I wanted to, that's not how this happens over here. Okay. No, we had conversations today, but look, I'm sorry. This is where I am. I know it's affecting you. I recognize it's affecting you. I don't know what to do about it, but here it is. They're not always pretty and they're not always fun, but they're always truthful.
Even that was very clear. It was, I don't know. And because we have a lot of trust, the answer of hands up, don't shoot, I really don't know, can be a very clear answer. Because what that tells to me as a man is, okay, we have a place that we're trying to go and we don't know how to get there.
Right.
What does Tobari need to do? Tobari needs to make sure that we find a path, we stay on that path, and that path is going to start with some talks and it's going to have to be some regular conversations so we can get there.
Yeah.
And when we're on that path, sticking on that path.
Yes.
2023 was all about consistency.
Yes.
That's what we tried to be, is consistent with each other, with the brand, with the business, with the home, with child, consistent. And for me, 2024, the new word is optimization. Let's take what we've been consistent with and let's make it better now. Let's make it better for our time. Let's find better work-life balance. Let's find better ways of optimizing what it is we know we need to do for and with each other, both as a couple and as a household. And it's important. So clear communication that starts with trust can lead to some really, really phenomenal results, and keeping open to the fact that we may need to adjust our approach.
And I love that you use the word optimization, because I think the same thing we were talking about, specifications, it comes with
optimizations. Right.
Like, if you want to optimize, you have to be very strategic with your time, with how things go. You don't have. So if you have 2 hours to cook, but the trash is full, how are you going to communicate that? Hey, do you want to then have to take out the trash and put the new trash bag in and prep the meat and cook the food and wash the dishes? No, you need help. And if you're going to optimize your time, you do need to add those specifications, and those specifications do need to be communicated.
Here's one of those specifications. Here's what it looks like. One of the things that you taught me years ago that really stuck with me is it's hard for me to cook with the sink full, because I couldn't make the correlation. I could not make that correlation. Why at 2:30 in the afternoon do I need to stand here and wash dishes? I have invoices to send. I have mixes to do. I have things that I really could get accomplished here. Why do I need to stop right now and clear the sink? And it was because at 3, she's going to start prepping for dinner so that by 6, we can have dinner just about ready so that we can come home or everybody can be in. We can have time to settle. And by 6:37, we can be at the table eating, because 7:30 is wind down time for the little one. That includes bath, reading, homework, and prayers, and get her into bed so she's not up at all hours of the night trying to get that done after the fact. Like, when she ran that down for me, it was like, okay, that makes sense. Yes, I see why. I now can make that jump. However, it was because you were clear with me that I could make that jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, and this is where we got to take responsibility as men. If I see it coming, okay, she says she already talked about what she's going to cook for dinner. She's making a whole spread because
I've talked enough, y'all, so he sees it coming.
I see it coming. So she's going to make a whole spread. No doubt. I'm with it. But if she's going to make a whole spread and I'm about to get down on that spread, and I totally am, then let me go ahead and clear these dishes, make sure this trash is out. Hey, the trash can is not even full yet. I'm still taking it out because I don't want it to be in the way.
Or you can do it all yourself, which, trust me, is not going to get you very far.
It's not going to get you very far.
So no, he's right. And and even the simple things, like half the stuff that I have to use to cook are dirty in the sink. And I don't want to have to wash the spoon to cook it, to dirty it up, to put it back in the sink. I mean, like, no.
There's ways around it. There's
ways around it. And you don't have to do it all.
Right.
You don't have. I was telling my coworker this literally 2 days ago. You don't have to do it all. It's okay. Yeah. You can't do it all. Sometimes you have to ask for help, but sometimes that help comes with specifications.
It does.
And the person receiving the specifications needs to be open that this is not a controlling thing. This is, hey, I'm telling you exactly what I need when I need it, so you don't have to guess, because we're not mind readers.
We're not mind readers,
right?
Especially dudes. We have no clue.
They have no idea what you want, what you need.
No clue.
They've been married to you for 13 years and still don't know.
No idea. No idea. It's cool. But the truth is, I'm thinking about other things that the house still needs. I'm thinking about other things that the family still needs.
Sex.
But the point is,
no, seriously, y'all.
But the point is, I still have to get all those things accomplished too. The same way, like, you have to get those things accomplished. So if you need help, you gotta. If you see something, say something. Type of deal.
Yeah,
and it goes both ways.
It does go both ways, because a lot of the time I'm like, "What are you? Are you there? Are you hello?" And then he'll go down the list of the things he's thinking about. I'm like, "Huh, I didn't even think of that." Oh, right. We do need to do that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Get it. When I'm just thinking he's just sitting around doing nothing. That's why the clear communication both ways is important, because he's thought about things that I wouldn't even thought about, especially when it comes to like cooking dinner, because he came from a big family. So he knows how to like put things together to make things work. It don't have to be a whole big Sunday meal. It can be, babe, we could do some potato wedges and some hamburgers and call it a day. We have stuff in the fridge. We're good to go. Meanwhile, I'm like, I need some oxtail and macaroni and cheese. And I'm giving away my favorite meals, y'all. But no, all right. So seriously, y'all, clear communication both ways. Specifications are very important. Receiving specifications are really important.
Yes.
That is your partner's way of telling you what they need, what they want at the time they need it, at the time they want. So please, please, please be open to that.
And all of that on a bedrock of trust.
Yes.
So if you don't have trust, you're not going to have easy easily clear communication.
Correct.
You can have clear communication without trust. However, that communication is not going to be easy.
Right.
It's going to be work and painful the entire process. So best start with good trust between one another.
Yeah.
Because that can be a real bedrock for real easy communication. And it's also the bedrock to making sure that we stay better together.
See y'all next time. Peace.